Hello, my name is Bryony. I'm wanting to show you how you can follow conversations on Twitter. Lots of people ask me what hashtags are, how to follow conferences, how to follow conversations on Twitter, and I just want to use this little video to show you how to do that. It just so happens that it's 4:30 on a Thursday afternoon in England, and we're able to follow something called Learn Chat, which is a conversation of people who are interested in learning and learning technology over Twitter. What I'm going to use is a website called Twitterfall, and you can see that we're on the Twitterfall page just now. So the first thing you need to do, obviously before you even do any of this, you'll need to make sure that you're on Twitter, that you've joined, that you have an account and so on. Once you've done that, you go to twitterfall.com, and you can see that in my search bar up here. Then what you need to do is just scroll down to the bottom here and log into Twitter. So I'm just going to do that. Just going to sign in with Twitter. It's making little clicky noises. And now I'm logged in. So make sure you do that. Then what you can do is you can, if you're interested in different topics that are being discussed at the moment and you want to see what people are talking about, you can see what the trends are on Twitter. I'll just scroll this up here a little bit. The trends on Twitter at the moment, I think there's loads of stuff to do with Harry Potter at the moment because the Harry Potter movie trailer has just come out, so that's why there seems to be a lot of Harry Potter speak on here. But today I'm not very interested in any of these things, and I actually have a hashtag that I want to search with. So I'm going to type this hashtag in. Now, if you were following a conference, this is where you would type in the hashtag for the conference, and most conferences have a hashtag name that they'll tell you at the beginning of the conference or maybe in your conference information. So I'm going to type in Learn Chat. It's LRN Chat. You'll find that hashtags are usually quite short, and that's because you need to leave room for your Twitter message, because each tweet only has 140 characters, so if you have a really long hashtag you don't have very much room to say what you want to say. Now you'll see the reason this website is called Twitterfall is that all the different tweets are falling down. If you move your cursor over to the middle of this, the little stream of tweets just pauses, and you'll see over here it says paused. And currently that's 12 tweets that it's actually picked up on, and you'll be able to see here that I mentioned on Twitter earlier. This is me here. I mentioned on Twitter I'm going to make a screencast of a bit of Learn Chat today to show you how to use Twitterfall to follow conversations. So you can see the tweet that I made earlier. I'll just move my cursor away and it will start falling again. And you can change the speed of this by using the settings over here, but I tend not to bother with that kind of thing. I'm quite happy with the way it is. Now here you can see that this guy here, if you put your cursor over the name, this guy's called David Kelly and he lives in New York, and it tells you a little bit about him there, and he's just saying, I'm joining Learn Chat for the next 90 minutes. Please excuse the excess tweets, because basically you're tweeting for the next hour or so, and he's offering people to join in the conversation. One of the features that I love about Twitterfall is this here, and I just think it's quite beautifully done, really. You click on this little arrow, you can send Dave a direct message. If you're interested in his tweets, you can click on follow and start following him. You can make his tweet a favourite tweet. So if you're in the middle of the conversation and you think, actually that's a really, really good point and I want to go back to that later, a good way of saving tweets is to make them your favourites. So you can click on favourite. You can reply to his message, so if he asks a question you could reply to that. If you like what he says and want other people to see what he thinks, then you can retweet, and that's basically it'll automatically repeat the message for you, and I'll just show it how it works. You click on retweet and there we go, and you can edit this as well if you like, and then you can click send. So it's a really clever little gadget there. Report, I presume, is basically saying this person's a bit dodgy, but I'm not going to do that because I'm sure Dave's fine. View, I'm not quite sure what that does. Let's have a look, see what happens. Just click on view. There you go. it will show you where the tweet is on the internet. So that's another thing you can do as well. Let's close that up. So that's one of the absolutely fantastic features of Twitter for All. It's a really good way of kind of making new friends, because you can find new people to follow. If I just go to my own Twitter homepage, here we go. This is where you can see your favourites later on. I just thought I'd show you that in case you were getting a bit stuck. So when you've made a tweet a favourite, if you click here on favourites, all the tweets that you've made a favourite will come up. So the other day I was actually on the internet and I spotted that this guy said that there was a really good library article in the Telegraph, and I thought, oh, I'll favourite that because I knew I'd forget if I didn't set it as a favourite. So it's a really good way of saving tweets, because sometimes it's quite hard to actually find old tweets. So back to Twitter for All. Here we go. Okay, so now that it seems like the conversation's started, I've just sent a little tweet just to warn people that are following me that I'm going to be taking part in this. Stephanie says, welcome to Learn Chat, get ready to talk about conferences for the next 90 minutes. And Dave says, welcome, how have you been? Okay, so now I've introduced myself. We've got question 0 here, which is, what have you learned today? If nothing fabulous, what have you learned this week? I think I know what I'm going to say for this one. I'll tweet here. Question 0. I learned that screen toaster is no longer available, but I am using Screencast-O-Matic to make a screencast of this. And again, I had to make sure I included the hashtag there. So I'm just going to click send. So there's my little tweet. And we might be able to see someone might respond in a minute. They might reply. This guy's saying he learned it is very valuable to spend time building a solid Gantt chart before an e-learning course. So this whole conversation is very focused on people who are interested in training and learning and development. So this is the kind of thing people share. So this is a really useful professional tool, because you can actually talk to people like you from like the other side of the world about topics that interest you. And you can do this for almost anything. So if I wanted to reply to him, I'm not going to, but if I wanted to, as I said before, click on the little arrow, click on reply, and off you go. You can write your little message in here. One of the other excellent features about this this little website is if you put in a really long URL. So actually this is a really long URL. Let's just copy it and pretend that we're going to tweet it. I'm not going to tweet it, but just paste it into here. So there's the URL, and that's obviously taken up way too much of my tweet. You can click on shorten URLs, click on that, and there you go, it's created a nice little short URL there automatically, which is fabulous. So that's a really useful feature as well, something else that I just wanted to show you. I think I'll just cancel this here. Dave's clearly got a new iPad. I'm really jealous. I'm learning all about my new iPad, how it can help me be more productive. This is good. So the conversation takes a little bit of time, but this is a really useful tool that you can use.